Well, when you say education, you're not talking about public education
No.
or educating the young. You're just talking about how do you get adults involved again, because the founders said that we need an informed citizenry
Absolutely.
in order to keep our government.
Right.
Next question then, do you think too many people have become uninvolved? You talk about the turning off. Is that a case because we have become somewhat self-indulgent, or that perhaps they feel, well, we are the United States, therefore there is that facade
Yeah,
that
there is
says
some of that.
our government should always be on the same path all the time and we don't have to worry about it.
Right.
And
There
face
is
it,
some of that.
we at GraniteGrok are certainly political and news junkies. You are now getting involved in the political process. Most people just want to get along with their lives, take
Right.
care of their careers, their family,
what we
their
need to
kids,
change.
and all of that.
Right.
And government's 3 or 4 levels down from that. Is that the way it should be? Should government say, okay, we will adhere to conservative or to our constitutional values? I won't say conservative, but constitutional values.
They are conservative, but yeah.
And they are, and not have to worry about it? And if so, why is it so imperative that we now have to? And I
Okay.
think you talked about that in the last question a bit.
I did. And there's so much in that. Everything you're saying is, I think, correct and proper, and there's so much in it because it's a multi-level problem. When you look at 55% of Belknap County, it's 65% in, I believe, the nation, that do not even understand certain conservative values, okay, certain conservative doctrine.
And that would be?
Things like governmental involvement and how that affects jobs. How jobs, when you have governments coming in trying to fix things, we fix nothing because the government just keeps getting more fat, more bloated, and the job issue will continue to go downhill as it has in the past 3 years. Government doesn't work. Okay? Now, the people, the sector that we're talking about, at least right now, government doesn't work. And the sector that we're talking about, the ones that are either turned off or just believe that it's all going to be okay because we're America, is a there's many, many different views. From just shaking hands with people out there, meeting people and talking to them. I think that there are you have to hit each different, population differently. The ones that really are truly uneducated, okay, we have to find a way to get their attention in an upbeat message. Stop beating the drum necessarily for saying, well, you should be more involved or you haven't. No, we have to help that group that maybe is over the top because they're working 6 jobs trying to feed the kids or having trouble, finding out how they're going to pay their mortgage. They're overwhelmed within the mess that we're in. I think if we can offer some way to tap into that group and offer something to shake them up a little bit, upbeat, showing the light in a way that's not preachy, that's not negative, that's not overwhelming for them. You at least will have, I think, a little bit of time to maybe go in there and plug the message. Offer events, offer rallies that offer food, offer rallies, with entertainment. Get people in and see if you can get that portion. You, of course, have the portion that's like an undeclared voter, undeclared voter yet. And I think that they are not sure. I think, in my opinion, from the undeclared people that I'm talking about, we need to make sure that those people are perhaps more, what's the word? Not educated, I hate that word educated, but are given the information that's going to directly affect them. Jobs directly affect them. Things that day and night will be on the table dinner issues. If we could find out how to get to this 55 and 65 percentage that's here that's turning it off, and it can't be a one-wash kind of thing, then I believe logic and I think truth is very powerful. Truth not to win the argument, because we're past that. You can't be about winning the argument. It has to be about what's happening. Look at what's happening. And we have to get together. Not to win the argument, but to solve the problem. Because a group of small will turn into a group of many. And then, of course, then you can really build the building blocks to get things back together. But everybody's important. There is no small person anymore. There is no small election. There is no small citizen. There is no small. And I think that we have to start maybe changing how we think about it. I'll give you an example. And you're talking about somebody that's extremely conservative now, okay? I'm not like a passive folly that's like, I I don't know, kind of thing.
I've gotten that opinion already.
There you go. There you go. When I see a high-ranking Republican posting things that call people less than intelligent, or liberals are dumb, or blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't agree with the liberal mindset, and I can laugh at that because I understand what goes into it, okay? But that doesn't help. It might be about winning the argument, but it's not about winning the problem. And we can't do that anymore. We've got to be smarter than that. The left is sure smarter than that. They sold hope and change on a big fat zero. Okay? That should teach us something. When we have the people that do have the pulpit out there saying things that are not to the point, that make us feel good because we can understand the joke of it or the absurdity of it, okay, that's good for us. But we're playing then to the choir. We're not playing to that 65%. If I could magically have one idea that I would put to any politician out there, big, small, or otherwise, I would say everything that goes out from between now to November, find a way to encase it in something positive. Even the most negative can be encased in positive if you offer a solution on how to do it. Okay. An idea.
Grok TV.